Let's grow a pumpkin to talk about. Pumpkin to talk about. Backyard of your house. Pumpkin to talk about. Growing Brussels sprouts. Growing big. Pumpkin to talk about.
Albuquerque gardening. My name is Al. Today is June 22nd. It's time to do an update and start preparing post-pollination activities. So let's get into that. So we'll start by a plant update in general. This has been a very productive week. As you can see, our Christmas tree shape is taking hold. Our side vines are growing pretty well. This one on the left is almost at the end of the patch. It's got about another foot to go. The ones behind it are catching up. The ones in front of it are starting to take off. The stunted ones are, not really doing anything. That's alright. That's okay. Oh, the mist. Taking us to Niagara Falls. We're made of mist now. So we'll do this from the side. Just trying to catch where the wind is going. Stay upwind, right? This one today has reached the end of the bed. I won't quite terminate this just yet. I'm going to let this overgrow just a little bit. Let it grow past just a tad so that we can bury it, and then we'll cut it off. Doing that will also encourage more vine growth through the other ones, and they'll pick up pace as well. We have been having a really good 24-hour growth on these. The feedings of extra nitrogen have been seeming to help. We got one leaf that's a little funky on this one, but none really anywhere else on the plant are like that, so I'll take one scorched leaf. This one's getting pretty close as well. It'll probably be there tomorrow. This is about 12 hours worth of growth, so a few inches. I put these measurements out here last night, so about 6 p.m. is a better time to check how these are doing growth wise. Every day I've been cutting off flowers, the male flowers. But yeah, overall I'm really happy. We're still feeding about twice a week to try to push the vines, push more nitrogen to the plant. And let's take a look under the canopy. There's our pollination from Wednesday of last week. That would be 5 days ago. It is officially laying down. It's still not exactly a super great position on the vine, so I don't plan on keeping that. But what we do have opening up, I think tomorrow, is a much better positioned pollination spot, so let's get in there. Nice happy flower. I'll probably put a chair over this today. Probably also get that leaf away from the pumpkin. They're not touching yet. We don't want them to touch. But I've gone ahead and buried these drip lines in a 4-foot area. That way we can lay down the foam board, which I have bought today. So in a little bit we'll drill some holes in the foam board, and it's already kind of cut to size 4x4 foot, so we'll get things kind of positioned. Got the S curve that was put in a couple days ago. And looking at this, I see another little pumpkin there, so that'll probably open in 7-8 days based on the amount of time it took for this one to open up. So we'll see. Either way, right now this one is at 14 feet. So that's not too bad. That's about halfway down the patch. It might be better if we had this pollination, but we also start running into the possibility of growing under this support structure which is not really meant to hold a lot of weight and would hinder our harvesting unless grown right in one of these cavities. So just something to consider if we're using a crane. That would still be an option to have, you know, the crane thing come down through either of these. But further down the plant, the better. But I think this is the one we're gonna wanna keep for now, anyway. Since we know this one down here has laid down, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off of here. We also set up a outdoor time-lapse camera, so when things really get cooking, we're gonna have some cool footage. And something else we need to do today is throw together some more vine burying mix. I'm gonna do it a little differently this time. I like the sunshine mix, but it seemed to be a little too light, a little too airy, dried out too fast, cracked, created air pockets when it dried out. So this time, here's what we're gonna do. So we got some mushroom compost, also got a bag of perlite. We're gonna pretty much just mix all that up here in the wheelbarrow with what's left of the last mix. That way we have something that'll still hold a little bit of water, it'll be nice and airy, it'll have some nice microbial activity. We'll throw some more of the mycos in there for good measure too. And then we'll spray it down with some compost tea. So that's the plan for today, and I want to get started on it because it's like 10:30, 11 a.m. and it's already starting to get pretty hot out. It's going to get to be like 95 or something today, but the next few days will be nice and cool. Back. Throw in the mycos. There's already a little bit of this white stuff is some mycelium. Got some biological activity in here already, that's cool. Rid of some of these bigger pieces of wood. This is some compost tea I've been brewing for the last week. And it's nasty. It's got some seaweed, it's got the fish, it's got some dead leaves, it's got some green weeds in there. A couple different microbes that I added. So we're just gonna fill some of our container up to the hose end sprayer, and we're gonna spray some of this into the mix. Because this is gross stuff. Nice and alive and active, and there's a piece of something floating in there. Ugh. So let's inoculate our mix. Alright, now we have a ton more mix, and that should get us to the end of the season of vine burying. Should. Well, so that's pretty much the update for this week. We now have a ton more vine burying mix. That should carry us through the end of vine burying season. We're pollinating tomorrow morning on a good position, 15 or 16 feet down the vine. We have another one in the tip, but you know, I think we might go for this one that's opening tomorrow. Maybe terminate the main vine and let the side vines fill in the rest of the space ahead of that. That's an additional probably 10 feet or something like that. Yeah, so I just want to make sure we have the 90 days of growth before the way off that I plan on going to, especially since I want to be a little earlier because September night temperatures start dipping a little bit into where it'll probably start to affect the growth. This is a tough decision to try to pollinate this one and then hope that it'll be good and let the plant fill in past that. or do we chance it with another 5 or 6 days of waiting? I really don't want to do that. Anyway, the front yard pumpkin, nothing really to show there other than, after we cut off the front tip of that weird funky little plant, have a couple vines starting to grow, but there's nothing really worth showing for this since it's the neglect pumpkin. This one back behind me is going to be getting all the attention. So next few days will be nice and cool. We're going to be getting some rain and stuff, so I'll turn off the mist system, might even turn off the automatic watering. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe if you haven't, and let's check in next week.